Hello St. Jude runners, welcome back, and it's time for another review. This time I'm going to be reviewing this, the Lontra Vibram FiveFingers Lontra model, and we'll give you some tips and tricks and also my thoughts on this right after this. St. Jude runners, let's get on with this review. These are the Vibram FiveFingers Lontra shoes. These are a winter weather shoe, specifically built for winter weather. I picked up these after, sorry for my bending there, after running in these during the summer and spring and fall. We had some good snowfalls and some ice come through, and so I needed a pair of FiveFingers that would work. So I picked up these. I've had these for quite a while. You can still find these on the secondary market. eBay, I know that there's a couple pairs on there for around 40 bucks, which is a pretty good deal. But if you can find them brand new on there, that's even better. These are a winter specific shoe. They have a very high collar. So I'm going to compare these to the KSO Evos here. See how tall that collar is in comparison there. And so what this is designed to do is go on your foot and then you strap it down with this cross strap. It's a very different design. It runs across the side, and your foot goes into this neoprene pocket sock here. It is lined with a kind of a fleecy material, I guess it would be, in there, and then that locks down around your foot and keeps snow and ice from getting inside your foot, and then you can run. So my thoughts on these, I do like them. I did pick them up so I could get some miles in during the winter time, and here we don't have a ton of snow, so we don't have to worry about running in the snow a lot, but when we do, it can be icy and cold as well, and sometimes my feet get cold. So as before, I've told you guys before, I tend to wear wool and gingy socks that keep my feet warm regardless of what the temperature is outside. They're really good at managing the thermal properties of my foot. So these, I'm going to show you some features of these that are fantastic. So along this strap, excuse me, this strap here, it is Velcro. All these little dots are reflective, so it helps get that on, and it's kind of a cross strap. So where it runs, there is a loop. This loop just comes up, and then this Velcro strap that goes across the forefoot can pull that over and into your foot. So, and then it locks down on this side on the Velcro. So, hard part of this is getting your toes in the correct pockets, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. That's the part I've struggled with. Also, as you can see, this strap tends to wear on the side of the shoe when your foot is bending. So that's a little bit of a complaint I have, is they probably should put a little bit more protection right there for that, so it wouldn't have that abrasion. There are reflective elements on the back of the foot, so when you're running, it's better and you can be seen. There are no reflective points on their toes or weird overlays like they have on a lot of their shoes. There's no overlays up here. It's just printed on the fabric, and it's a thicker fabric there. This weighs in at about 13.5 ounces for the pair, so they are quite heavy compared to the Sias, for instance. They have a micropile fleece lining on them, and that's that yellow lining that you can see in there. It is very sock-like, so you don't even have to wear socks if you don't want. It is seam sealed so that you're not going to get a lot of water in there. And I'm going to talk about the tread a lot. This is the old style, thicker tread. If you can see it, it doesn't flex a lot. This is the flex points in a very strange spot there. Normally if I flex, it'll roll pretty well. These do not roll. They are pretty thick. That's one of the points I don't really like about them, is they are very stiff in comparison. These are thick and stiff on the bottom too, and I'll do a review of these later. but they're not as thick and stiff as these are. These are quite heavy too, as I stated before. So with that thick and stiff that I've got on there, which is a definite con of these, the toe pocket issue that I had before is as you slide your feet in, these toe pockets don't move at all to allow you to put in your toes. Whereas if you look at these, they move around pretty well. They're pretty flimsy. I'm going to say flexible. How about that? Flexible instead of flimsy. These are pretty solid, especially with that rubber coming over the toe. It is a thick rubber material, so there's not a lot of flex in these right in there where it should flex the most. So they are, of course, Vibrams. They have the Vibram rubber on the bottom, and they're the Vibram Duro outsoles. They're supposed to be better for running in cold and wet conditions. On ice, they are not good. I've had issues with these on ice, so I do not run with them in the ice, which is just silly, and I don't think that they're very well useful in those kind of conditions. Snow, I'd recommend them on. Getting your foot in can be quite interesting. They have a pull here on the tongue section and a pull here on the back, and that way you can get your foot kind of wedged in there and make sure that you get it in on the first shot, because otherwise it's hard to move your toes in between those pockets if you miss them for some reason. So that's the experience I've had. As you can see, I've put lots of miles on these. I wear them during the wintertime just as casual shoes too, and they do keep your feet quite warm. They do not breathe very well, so just be warned of that. If you have sweaty feet, you might want to go with something else, or if your feet run warm, I would run with something else. So, as you know now, if you look at Vibram's FiveFingers model selection now, these are not available anymore. These are good if you're living up north in the snow. They do have some new ones, the Trek Ascents, which I've reviewed before, as well as some of the more insulated shoes that they have too. Would work really well for those as a replacement for these. So I have yet to try some of their more insulated versions. I probably would if it warranted it around here. So, but this is my review. I do like them as a casual shoe. They do make a lot of noise because of the thicker material and rubber on the bottom, and they do keep your feet warm. Both of the things which are good. However, they are very solid and sturdy rubber, which doesn't allow for a lot of flex, and for that I do not like them for running. And so this is my review of the Vibram Lontra shoes. You can probably pick those up on the secondary market if you're interested in a pair. If you're looking for something to keep your feet warm in the winter time so that you can get out and get some miles in or just walk around, those are a good choice to do. So just wanted to get that one out there. That was I've had for quite a while, and so I wanted to share my thoughts on them. I do know some people that are still looking for pairs out there, so they are still out there to purchase. If you haven't caught my other reviews, I just did a review on these, which are the Sia LS version shoe, and these are one of my favorites, along with the V-Runs. And then I will be doing a review shortly on these. These are the KSO Evo shoes. They do have a newer model out now, but these you can find on the secondary market for cheaper than the current KSO Evos. So I'll do a review on these shortly, and I appreciate you for taking the time to watch my video today. I hope that you have a great experience. Try some of these shoes. Let me know what you think. If you have a pair of the Lontras, I'd love to hear your thoughts on those. Check out some of my other reviews and my running videos on this channel, and please like, comment, subscribe. I would love comments. I answer back on all comments that are posted, and would love to get some interaction with you on your thoughts. Are you a FiveFinger runner? Are you a barefoot runner? Or do you wear some thicker shoes for some cushioning? I've heard them all, so would love to hear what you've got coming up. I've got some awesome races coming up, and I hope to do some videos on those as I prepare for those. And I appreciate you joining me today. Go out there, get some miles in, have a great run. Thanks.